Hey, glad you're here to read again. In this video, let's take a look at the is sound, rhyme, or word. Yes, in English, while reading, you would see is in those three different ways, it being a sound, a word, or a rhyme. Here are ways that it may appear in words. Let's dive into it. So, our first pattern is using I followed by the letter Z. I is making the short sound A and the Z is making the normal sound Z. Put them together, we hear is, as in a word like whiz. I'm sure you can think of other words. Now let's take a look at pattern number 2. Yes, I know this is familiar to you because this is where it's used as a word. So I followed by S, that's the small word is, used as a state of being. So for example, in a sentence where you are saying, that is my bag. Let's now look at the word, how it is put together. We hear the I making the short sound I and the S making a sound like Z. So we hear Z. Put them together, we hear is. A lot of words in English that ends with I-S, you would hear the sound is at the end. But for some others, you would hear is. That's where the S would make its normal sound. So you have to be very careful. Let's give an example of a word where we can have is making the sound is. So for example, the word chisel. That's where we have C and H making the sound ch. Then we have is, our small word, and then we have O. So we have EL making the sound O. So we have ch is and O, chisel. And that's a tool. Let's go ahead now and look at our final pattern. In this pattern, it's going to be very rare. So the E is actually making a short I sound where we hear A, and this S is making that same sound for Z where we hear Z. So in it, we hear is. This form is mostly used with verbs where you have a singular noun. Once you have a singular noun before the verb, then this would be used when the verb is in its present tense. So let's take an example. Word rushes. So when you're hurrying, rushes. So we hear the R make the sound R, the U makes the sound and then we hear sh. Put it together, we hear rush. Now, when we are going to make that verb in the present singular tense, then we are going to use is at the end. Using is at the end, we cannot use the other forms. Instead, we are using E and S. Also, this is used for when we are making a noun more than one. So when we are making it in its plural form, so we'll add is to it. So for example, let's take a look at the word bushes, bushes, bushes. So bushes, so he's hiding among the bushes. So we can just turn the R to a B, and here we have B. Then the U changes its sound to a rounded sound, so we hear B, B. And then we hear sh, bush, and then we hear is, bushes. All right, so those are the examples. Hope you have grasped those and you're able now to use them as we go along. So remember, I and Z, we can find that at the middle of words. We can find it at the ending of words. We may even find it at the beginning of words. So too for I and S. And in E and S, we're going to find that at the ending of words. So always remember that E and S would be at the ending of words. We'll hear it say is. Let's now take a look at some words with these examples. Here are some words. In this circle, we have our three songs. Let's look at our words now and see how well we can identify those words that fits each sound. Here we have is, as in the small word is. Let's see if we can find the word with that one. Yes, we found this word. So we say an is his. And that's when we are referring to a boy. His bag. His. All right, let's take another. We find this word. Let's sound it out. L, A, and then st. We have S and T together, which is a consonant blend, so we can blend them together. St. Or we can break this word by using this part in the middle as a sound. So we hear L, ist, L, ist, list, list. So this one, we are not hearing the Z sound. Instead of Z, we're hearing S. So the S is making the S sound. So this, we cannot use this for is. We cannot use that one for is. Hence the reason we have to be very careful. All right, now let's look for words with I and Z making the is sound. So in our previous example, we saw the word whiz that only had one Z. However, there are words where we can find this doubled. Yes, there are words where we can find this doubled. So here's an example. So we have the word f, the F making the sound f, then the I makes the short sound I. And the two letters that are the same, the two consonants, whenever you have two consonants making the same sound, you only make one sound for them. So here we hear z only one time. Put it together. F, A, Z. Let's go again. F, A, Z. Fizz, fizz. Like the fizz from your carbonated drink. Fizz. And then let's look at this one. So in this one, where we have E and S together, here we find this example. Can we see the E and S at the end? Yes, we got to remember that that's where E and S will make the sound is. Unless it's in words like naming word, you would find that combination change. Because remember, names, they do not follow rules. Let's go ahead now. R makes the sound R. The O is making a long sound because we have the E, the silent E right here. All right. And then we have S making the sound S. Put it together, we hear R, O's, rose. So the S before the E is making a song like Z too. So we hear Z. So we hear R, O's, rose. Now the E and S. Although in words that have silent E, the E is supposed to be silent at the end. Whenever there's a S added, that E is going to go along with the S to make the sound is. All right? So it's going to work as a pattern where they fit together to make a sound. So we hear rose and is. Roses, roses. All right, so we have missed this one. And it so happened that this word is m, and then the short I, a, and then we hear the two S. Remember, when you have two consonants making the same sound, you only make one sound. So we make only one sound, and that sound is s, s. So we hear m, is, miss. So whenever the consonant S is blended together, as in you have two of it together, you would make one sound. And for this one, we are not hearing the two S making the Z sound. So this one would not be a part of our combination where we hear is. All right. So you can go ahead and practice. Look for words where you would hear the sound is and take a close look at the letters that would generate that sound so that you can learn how these words would appear and it can help you to learn longer words. Thank you so much for watching. It was good reading along with you. Hope to see you in the next video. Please let me know if there is any other topics that you would want me to cover very soon. Hope to see you soon.